Hello, everyone. This is a video response to A Sad Day in America. I've watched this young lady periodically, and she has made some very good points, but she's advocating violence. Madam, if you wish to advocate violence, then we're going to get more. We will be the bad guys. In other words, you're not going to solve the problem by taking up arms and trying to fight the powers that be. The example I always use is the story of Gandhi, and I'm going to have that attached to here if you have 3 hours to watch the David Attenborough movie. Um, Gandhi realized right away that the reason why India, at the time when the British Empire was keeping them captive, was keeping them in poverty by not allowing them to grow their own food, make their own clothing, and subsist. So what I'm suggesting to you is nonviolent resistance by not cooperating, by, as Warren E. Pollock says, starving the beast, by doing things as simple as this: making your own bread, which I have started to do, and feeding yourself. This is my weapon, okay? This is my rifle, and this is the hand grenade that's going to stop this craziness, this economic disaster that we have. By learning how to, feed yourself, make cheese, grow clothing, grow food, make clothing, barter with one another. You starve the beast. You take away the power that that we have given by our passiveness to these corporations. I am sad to say that if anyone encourages someone to commit violence unprovoked. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody comes and attacks my house or attacks my family, I will do whatever it takes to protect them. But to advocate, proactive violence is wrong. It's not even a question of an argument. It is just downright wrong. The only way you can stop something like this is not by encouraging strife, because you're only going to encourage the powers that be to destroy, to suppress you even more, and to suppress the opportunities that you have, which one of them is setting your own opinion here on YouTube or any other facility like a blog TV or blog radio. My point is that if we commit violence, then we become no better than the people that we dislike. No, the enemy of the state is doing violence. It's doing violence to the people of Iraq. It is doing violence to the people of Afghanistan and the 700 other bases that we have all over the country. We spend more money on arms and ammunition than all the other countries combined. We obviously have a problem. The problem is that we are not independent of the dependency of the government of the United States. That we don't know where food comes from, and we don't know where the clothing comes from, and we don't know where our meal comes from, and that is our mistake. And the only way we can correct that mistake is to educate each other, educate our children, educate people, and teach them the skills to be independent of the government of the United States. Without this natural independence, we cannot be truly a democratic society. We will just be children looking for a tit to suck on. And causing violence will only cause the masses to even more cower and look for a tit. So my suggestion is, madam, instead of you encouraging violence, encourage some baking, encourage some growing of vegetables, encourage some community growing of weaving and knitting, and encourage that. Don't encourage people to pick up arms and fight, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to have your children are going to be killed, and they're going to blame you because you're an insurgent, instead of you standing up and saying, no more, I will not do this. I will not be associated with the corporations that feed me, clothe me, and tell me what electricity I have to, the bill I have to pay, my cell phone bill. Why don't you try that? Why don't you separate yourself from this mess and try to be independent by living off the land. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what many people are trying to do. That is my nonviolent response to this government and to this administration and to this insanity which we call the war on terror. Not taking up a gun and telling people to commit violent revolution. This is paramount to what Lenin did, and you ended up with people, over 10 million people in pogroms and in concentration camps being murdered because they have a difference of opinion, not because they wanted freedom. Freedom doesn't come at the barrel of a gun. Freedom comes from the handout of from a loaf of bread, from fresh clean water, from milk from a cow that you take care of and you milk. This is where change and revolution comes from, not from shooting people. Because, lady, I'll tell you right now, bullet for bullet, you're going to get your ass shot off. Because the government of the United States has way more bullets than all of America combined. That is not the solution. Do not. I mean, you have a right to your opinion, but don't encourage other people to insurrection. Encourage people to be independent. And that's all I've got. I'm sorry. It just irritated me that, it's one thing to say you should be armed, you should protect yourself, you should protect your family, but to tell people to pick up their guns, I don't see you, sweetheart. I don't think you're going to mess up your little bit of, your world or what have you. But I would strongly say, if you want to change the world, change it this way. Change it with the food. Change it with clothing that is not made in China. That's the way I would do it. All right, people. That's all I got. Thank you for your time.